when we evaluate a company or a business of a company, we commonly come across two terminology, top line and bottom line. That is a very common terminology that we come across when we listen to the business news channel or we see the quarterly or annual report of a company. Because companies report their top line and bottom line on a quarterly basis, apart from its disclosure on a detailed basis on an annual basis. So in this video, we will learn what is bottom line and what is top line in a company. Let us make the understanding of top line and bottom line in a very, very simple fashion. What is the top line? Let us understand first the top line. Now, top line refers to the sales or revenues that the company generates. Or in other words, we can say the total income generated by a company during a particular period. It could be quarterly or could be on annual basis. What is bottom line? As we have seen that the top line is the total income generated by the company. But is this a net profit? No. So the bottom line refers to the net profit of the company when we deduct the expenses like operating cost, depreciation, interest and taxes, then it arrives to the net profit level. So in fact, bottom line is what the company generates for the shareholders of the company. Let us understand further and deep dive into the bottom line and top line. Now let us understand how top line growth happens. Now, since company is generating the total income by selling their products, so if the sale increases, of course, the top line growth will take place. So sale is nothing but the volume. If the volume of the sale increases on quarter basis or year-on-year basis, there will be increase in the top line. Another could be the factor price increase. If a company is not gaining momentum in the sales, but is having a price power whereby they can increase the price of their product, while the sale remaining the same, still the top line may grow. It is in fact a sector-specific phenomenon. Actually, this is a very sector-specific. In FMCG sector, they play on volume because it is not easy for them to increase the price of their product, which is for mass consumption. In case of an automobile, they probably have the pricing power also. A popular brand of car, their price can be increased by the manufacturer or the company. So the top line growth can happen either by increase in the sales or by increase in the price or maybe by both. One very important thing is to be kept in mind when we do the fundamental analysis of a company, especially with respect to the top line growth. So it has to be comparatively done. What do I mean by this? For example, a company in FMCG sector has achieved a top line growth of say 12%. So in a way it looks good. But we have to look and do the peer group analysis to find out whether this growth is good or not. Because it may look good, but it may not be good. Because another company from FMCG sector, from the same space, in the same business environment, during the same period, has registered a sales growth of 18%. So in this case, although 12% growth is looking good, but it may not be good in terms of peer group analysis. Now let us talk about the bottom line growth. Why it refers to the bottom line? Because it appears at the bottom of the income statement. Since bottom line refers to the net profit of the company, and net profit is derived from the total sales of the company or revenue of the company. So if it is coming from the sales of the company, due to growth in the sales, then it's a positive sign. It's a good sign. It's a healthy sign. Higher profits can come also from cost-cutting measures or better cost control in the overall system of the company. But sometimes some extraordinary kind of income or expenses comes in the statement. That has to be adjusted because it's a one-time event which has taken place, so as to have the realistic understanding of the net profit or the bottom line of the company. So now the question arises is, can top line growth and bottom line growth diverge to each other? Yes, friends, it's quite common. If you are tracking the various quarterly reports of a company or annual reports of the company, this is a very, very common phenomenon. There are possibly two reasons for this kind of situation. Number one, there are cases when the profit growth is much, much faster than the sales growth. Why this happens? This typically happens due to strict cost control measures taken by the management of the company or due to the sharp fall in the input price. Second situation is when the profit growth is slower than the sales growth. This happens because the sales are growing, but in order to manage that kind of growth in the sales, the operational cost is very, very high to get that kinds of sales. So company has to pay more money to generate that kind of sales. This leads to profit growth being slower than the sales growth, simply because of the enhanced cost or enhanced expenses. In the recent time, we have seen how the top line growth was looking good in several companies which were dependent upon the cost of crude oil. Crude oil has seen in the recent time sharp jump in the price with a historically high level, which was affecting the bottom line of the various companies. So I believe, friends, this small presentation on top line and bottom line in the business might have given you some kind of value addition. So like this video. Thanks for watching. Looking forward to meet you very, very soon.